Dear esteemed individuals, allow me to share with you the two most detrimental vitamins that may compromise the strength of your legs after the age of 60. It is crucial to be aware of these factors for your overall well-being. Take care of yourselves and stay informed about your health. It is important to recognize that certain vitamins may pose risks, particularly as one ages. If you find that your legs are becoming weaker, heavier, or sore, it may be wise to consult with a healthcare professional to address any potential concerns. It is important to note that you may find it increasingly challenging to stand for extended periods, walk, or climb stairs. In that case, I urge you to exercise great caution. What I am about to present in this video may come as quite a surprise and could serve to elucidate the reasons behind this occurrence. Consuming certain perilous foods, along with two vitamins that are surprisingly considered essential for well-being, and a pairing of two substances that may drain your leg strength, all play a role in this issue. Indeed, the vitamins that many people tout as beneficial may, in fact, be contributing to muscle weakness, putting strain on your joints, and leading to feelings of unsteadiness and discomfort in your legs. The most daunting aspect is, these hazards are present in your daily life. Each sip and every mouthful may be contributing to the frailty you feel. However, it persists. These two vitamins you may be taking at the moment will surely surprise you. In reality, you may be accelerating muscle loss and compromising the strength of your legs. You probably acquire these products at the pharmacy with the utmost good intentions, convinced that you are protecting yourself, nurturing your body, and reinforcing your bones. This film shall unveil the truths that lie behind these medications and dietary options. One will come to understand the true origins of the fatigue, swelling, rigidity, and discomfort that persistently afflict you. It is essential that you learn what to steer clear of and what adjustments to make moving forward in order to regain your strength, energy, and independence. Do you aspire to preserve your leg strength for many years and embrace a healthy aging process? Now, I kindly ask you to remain by my side until we reach the conclusion. 15. Confections and sugary treats have long been associated with a sense of comfort and pleasure. However, after the age of 60, this practice may quietly turn into a foe for the well-being of your legs. Consuming too much refined sugar can lead to inflammatory responses within the body, especially affecting the muscles and joints. Chronic inflammation can lead to increased sensitivity in the legs, resulting in discomfort and a greater likelihood of deterioration. Moreover, one must understand that sugar is closely linked to increased insulin resistance, which in turn diminishes muscular energy. When the body does not receive adequate energy, the muscles tend to weaken and become less efficient in their function. Excessive sugar consumption can lead to weight gain, which in turn places additional strain on your legs. Each extra pound necessitates greater effort from the muscles and joints of your lower body. Excess weight can lead to increased strain, discomfort, and a feeling of frailty in the lower limbs. For those in their later years, the natural decline in muscular mass can be quite worrisome. It is important to note that sugar can lead to an increase in the body's production of toxins, which in turn can exacerbate inflammatory responses significantly. As inflammation increases, it becomes increasingly challenging to keep your legs strong and functional. Did you know that sugar has a direct impact on blood circulation? When taken in large amounts, it increases the chances of vascular issues that can impede blood circulation in the lower limbs. Poor circulation results in the leg muscles receiving a diminished supply of oxygen and nutrients. This impedes the natural process of tissue renewal and delays the recovery of muscles. One must consider that the pleasure derived from a dessert may come at a considerable cost to one's health. In addition to their metabolic implications, sweets lack essential nutrients that are vital for muscle health, such as proteins and magnesium. To put it differently, you are consuming calories that lack nutritional value, which ultimately diminishes the body's strength rather than enhancing it. In the later years of life, such an unbalanced diet can lead to a loss of muscle mass, which stands as one of the primary challenges to maintaining mobility. It may be as simple as indulging in a slice of pie or a piece of cake if you find that your legs are becoming increasingly weaker. What may appear to be a harmless pleasure could, in fact, be eroding your autonomy and vitality. Many commercially produced confections contain chemical additives, such as dyes and preservatives, which can exacerbate inflammation. These elements disrupt the body's natural balance and promptly affect the muscular system. When combined with sugar, they form a rather detrimental health combination. It is indeed a commendable step to consider substituting those sugary confections with more wholesome options, such as a sprinkle of cinnamon on fresh fruit or delightful homemade desserts that contain less sugar. Certainly, you may still indulge in a dessert, but it is wise to make choices that respect and care for your body. Your legs and your taste buds will surely thank you for this choice. 14. Fried foods, such as fries, may be tempting, yet one must not disregard the detrimental effects they can have on the body after the age of 60. Foods high in trans and saturated fats can elevate inflammatory markers within the body. This inflammation has a direct effect on the muscles and joints, resulting in stiffness in the legs, heightening their discomfort, and making them more susceptible to injury. The fats present in fried meals can impede blood circulation, thereby making it more challenging for muscles to receive adequate oxygenation. Poor circulation diminishes the body's ability to heal and strengthen itself. Fried meals, my dear, can indeed lead to the unfortunate blockage of blood vessels, presenting yet another concern for our health. This further limits the flow of essential nutrients to the muscles in the legs. With the passage of time, this mechanism gradually diminishes the body's support and accelerates the wear of the joints. Among the primary culprits are items such as donuts, chicken nuggets, and French fries. Before we proceed, I would appreciate understanding your current state and how you are feeling today. Please feel free to leave a comment below, and do not hesitate to ask any questions you may have. Do kindly remember to press the subscribe button and enable notifications so you may consistently receive the finest health advice from health elders. If you happen to be watching at this moment, I would like to know that you are here with me. If this video resonates with you, kindly indicate by typing 1. If that is not the case, please enter 0. When consumed frequently, these products can indeed place a significant strain on both the skeletal and circulatory systems. The taste simply does not justify the potential health risks involved. Have you ever observed that following a meal rich in fried foods, your legs seem to feel more fatigued and weighted down? Your body is reacting to the excess of detrimental fats, my dear. The prolonged digestion of these foods requires a considerable amount of energy. Consequently, there is a diminished amount available for the muscles. This dietary choice may have a direct impact on the fatigue experienced in the legs. Moreover, the frequent consumption of fried foods has been linked to an increase in weight, which further exacerbates the pressure on the lower limbs. You see, breaking it can indeed pose quite a challenge. Fried foods tend to possess a low nutritional density, indicating that they offer a limited supply of vitamins, minerals, and proteins, essential for truly fortifying the muscles. A diet dominated by such food can lead to an imbalance, fostering a reduction in muscular mass. A decrease in muscle mass can lead to a loss of stability and firmness in the legs. This impacts your ability to lift objects, climb stairs, or walk with stability. Steering clear of fried foods is among the simple yet effective measures that can assist you in maintaining your mobility and independence. Opting for healthier cooking methods in place of fried foods can indeed be beneficial for your legs. While its effects on the body, especially after the age of 60, are not to be taken lightly, white bread remains a common choice for breakfast and snacks. Crafted from refined flour, this undergoes a process that eliminates a significant portion of the fibers and essential nutrients. This results in a carbohydrate that is swiftly absorbed, leading to an increase in blood glucose levels. These spikes have a direct effect on muscular health, especially in the legs, leading to feelings of fatigue and weakness. Consistent eating can lead to a disruption in metabolic balance. White bread, which is low in fiber and possesses a high glycemic index, tends to elevate insulin resistance due to its deficiency in fiber. This hinders the entry of glucose into muscle cells, thereby affecting the energy and strength necessary for everyday tasks. Maintaining muscle firmness in the legs becomes increasingly challenging when they receive less energy. This may lead to a loss of muscular mass, a condition that is rather common as one advances in years. In this instance, white bread ceases to be a benign option and begins to serve as a source of discomfort. The effects of white bread reach further than just glucose levels. A diet lacking in proteins and minerals offers little to no real assistance for muscle recovery. To mitigate the effects of sarcopenia, which is the gradual decline in muscle mass, it is essential for older individuals to increase their protein intake. Overlooking alternative protein sources and indulging in white bread daily is a misstep that gradually weakens the body with each meal. This may lead to legs that are weak, fatigued, and unsteady. In addition to its lack of nutritional value, white bread can contribute to weight gain, especially when consumed alongside butter, cheeses, or sweet treats. Excess weight can place considerable strain on the legs, which tend to be more delicate as one advances in years. One may experience discomfort, swelling, and a heightened likelihood of sustaining injuries thereafter. White bread tends to hinder mobility instead of providing support. Each morsel may seem harmless, yet it is the accumulation of poor dietary habits that ultimately leads to significant detriment. It is quite fortunate that there exists a variety of nutritional and superior alternatives available to us. Whole grain breads, whether they are naturally fermented or crafted from grains such as oats, flaxseed, and rye, offer a wealth of beneficial fibers and essential nutrients. These substances subtly support muscle enhancement, facilitate digestion, and assist in the normalization of blood sugar levels. When paired with proteins and wholesome fats, like eggs or avocado, they contribute to well-rounded meals. There is no need to forego bread entirely. Rather, it is wise to choose more suitable options. In this film, you will discover the two most detrimental vitamins that can adversely affect your legs. Do you see the number 12? As one advances in years, particularly regarding the well-being of muscles and joints in the legs, the consumption of alcoholic beverages becomes increasingly perilous. As one ages past the age of 60, the body's ability to metabolize alcohol diminishes, leading to a greater likelihood of adverse effects. One of the significant findings is the difficulty in properly absorbing essential minerals, such as calcium, magnesium, and vitamin D. Without these essential components, the muscles may become weaker, and the bones can lose their strength, thereby increasing the risk of fractures and falls. Alcohol, my dear, does indeed impede the process of muscle repair directly. This suggests that after engaging in physical activity, the body requires additional time to heal the tissues, which may lead to prolonged discomfort, fatigue, and a heightened risk of injury. The beverage may lead to dehydration, which can hinder muscular flexibility and result in rather uncomfortable leg cramps. Moreover, alcohol adversely affects liver function, which plays a crucial role in the production of essential compounds necessary for the well-being of tissues. The connection between alcohol consumption and weight gain is indeed quite noteworthy. Alcoholic beverages tend to be quite high in calories and can promote the accumulation of belly fat, even when consumed in moderate amounts. This additional weight places a burden on the legs and demands more from the joints, thereby hindering one's ability to move effectively. The natural decline in muscle mass that accompanies the aging process can indeed lead to significant challenges in mobility and overall quality of life. Have you noticed that your body tends to awaken feeling more fatigued and sore after a night of indulgence in alcohol? That is a clear indication of the stress that alcohol can impose on the muscles and joints. Consistent usage tends to elevate the body's inflammatory responses, leading to increased discomfort and a diminished inclination towards physical activity. Consistent usage tends to elevate the body's inflammatory responses. With the passage of time, this practice significantly diminishes the body's ability to stay active and maintain good health. In just a moment, I shall reveal to you the 2 vitamins that may potentially compromise the strength of your legs. 11. Many individuals find themselves incorporating processed meats into their daily routines for the sake of convenience. However, it is important to recognize the serious risks they pose to leg health, especially as one advances in age. Foods like bacon, ham, and sausages, which are high in sodium and chemical preservatives, can indeed promote chronic inflammation within the body. This particular form of inflammation affects the joints, leading to persistent discomfort in the leg muscles, ankles, and knees. It appears that these foods could be closely associated with the stiffness individuals often feel upon rising in the morning. Processed meats present an additional concern due to their elevated levels of saturated fat. This excess fat diminishes the flow of blood to the muscles, elevates levels of harmful cholesterol, and adversely affects circulation. Inadequate irrigation can lead to a deficiency in the essential nutrients and oxygen that the leg muscles require, thereby hindering their proper maintenance and ability to regenerate. Over time, one may observe a slow deterioration in the strength of the lower limbs, which ultimately limits the ability to perform fundamental daily activities. Moreover, these meals can lead to the accumulation of toxins within the body, placing undue stress on the liver and kidneys. These organs play a crucial role in filtering out chemicals that, when accumulated, can result in muscular fatigue. It has been observed that preservatives found in processed meats can influence glucose metabolism, thereby diminishing the energy available to the muscles. Once again, one finds the sensation manifesting directly in the legs, accompanied by persistent feelings of fatigue and a burdensome weight. While older individuals may choose these items for their convenience, it is essential to pay extra attention to dietary needs during this stage of life. In matters concerning the quality of life, one must consider that convenience can often come at a considerable cost. Opting for wholesome proteins like eggs, chicken, fish, and lean cuts of beef is an essential initial step in preserving muscular strength and overall health. All the distinction arises from simple substitutions. Consider replacing bacon with avocado or olive oil, opting for cooked eggs in place of sausage, and using shredded chicken breast instead of ham. The body begins to adapt to these changes, my dear. The legs feel as though they are becoming lighter and more invigorated. In the delicate balance of taste and freedom, as well as pleasure and longevity, one might find a rather sensible arrangement. While one must be mindful of their effects on the body, especially after the age of 60. Instant noodles may appear to be a suitable option for those in search of convenience. This meal, primarily made from refined flour and various chemical additives, offers a rather meager amount of nutritional benefit. Wouldn't you agree? A meal abundant in calories, yet lacking in fiber, proteins, and essential micronutrients, which are vital for maintaining muscular mass. With the passage of time, such a diet can lead to a decline in leg function and overall mobility. One of the primary concerns regarding quick noodles is their excessively high sodium content. One serving may offer you more than 50% of the recommended daily intake of this essential mineral. Excessive sodium intake can lead to fluid retention, resulting in swollen and painful legs, my dear. Moreover, it elevates blood pressure, which impedes adequate blood circulation to the muscles. Poor circulation can lead to muscle tissue becoming undernourished, resulting in weakness and a slower recovery from activity. The chemical additives present in the flavors that accompany the noodles are indeed a matter of concern. Preservatives, colors, and monosodium glutamate are frequently associated with chronic inflammatory processes, my dear. Even when they are minor, these inflammations can hinder joint function and accelerate the deterioration of muscle health. In time, one may find that discomfort, stiffness, and limitations in mobility become increasingly common in the daily routines of individuals who consume such foods. The impact on metabolism is indeed quite significant, my dear. The absence of fibers increases the glycemic index of the noodles, consequently elevating blood sugar levels. Glycemic instability has a significant impact on insulin activity, thereby hindering the muscle's ability to utilize energy efficiently. Muscles tend to become feeble and fatigued rather swiftly when they do not receive adequate energy nourishment. A poor diet can transform a simple walk to the store into quite the arduous endeavor. 9. Though they hide elements that can significantly affect leg health, especially in later years, commercially produced cakes exude an aroma of youthfulness and offer a delightful taste. These items, laden with processed sugars, hydrogenated fats, and synthetic preservatives, can disrupt metabolism and cause irritation within the body. It is important to note that sugar can significantly interfere with insulin function and promote the accumulation of body fat. This not only leads to excess weight, but also establishes a metabolic environment that is detrimental to maintaining muscular strength. The inclusion of trans fats, often employed to enhance flavor and prolong shelf life, is a significant consideration regarding these cakes. These fats diminish the levels of beneficial cholesterol while increasing the harmful kind, thereby jeopardizing proper blood circulation. Insufficient blood circulation can lead to a lack of essential nutrients for the leg muscles, resulting in their gradual decline. In the long term, this may lead to a reduction in lean mass, increased joint stiffness, and potentially issues with mobility. Consuming cakes that are produced on an industrial scale regularly can lead to ongoing inflammation, which is a significant contributor to muscle weakness and joint pain. Emulsifiers, stabilizers, and dyes, along with other ingredients, can have an effect on the immune system, leading to inflammatory reactions that primarily affect the joints in the legs. Increased discomfort, diminished mobility, and a troubling cycle of inactivity that leads to muscle deterioration are the results we observe. While quite delightful to the palate, these cakes do fall short in terms of their nutritional value. In other words, although they may be deficient in essential nutrients such as proteins, calcium, and magnesium, elements crucial for maintaining muscle and bone health, they tend to be quite high in calories. Consuming such food regularly resembles attempting to fuel your body with contaminated gasoline. In this circumstance, one might consider the muscles as the engine, and they do not respond in quite the same manner. Instead, it demonstrates signs of fatigue, deterioration, and a certain sluggishness. Frequently, the ease of consuming our meals leads us to make choices without much consideration. Creating your own cakes with whole flours, fruits, and natural oils can indeed be just as sensible as opting for a store-bought option, I must say. It is important to consider how this decision may impact your body over time, both in the medium and long term. Your muscles shall benefit from enhanced firmness, a spirited attitude, and renewed vigor as you embark on the journey of re-educating your palate. 8. While they may appear appealing and easy to enjoy, ultra-processed cheeses, such as spreads, processed slices, and melted varieties, conceal significant dangers for individuals aiming to preserve their leg strength beyond the age of 60. These meals, being high in sodium and saturated fat, have a dual impact on the muscular and vascular systems. Ah, my dear, sodium has a tendency to encourage the body to hold on to fluids, which in turn can lead to an elevation in blood pressure levels. Saturated fat can compromise the elasticity of blood vessels, which in turn affects circulation negatively. These legs become increasingly bloated, uncomfortable, and heavy due to this combination. Moreover, ultra-processed cheeses often contain preservatives and phosphates, along with other components that can alter the body's mineral balance. Two minerals essential for the proper functioning of muscles and the integrity of bones, namely calcium and magnesium, are directly influenced by this matter. The improper absorption of these essential minerals may lead to manifestations such as muscular fatigue, joint discomfort, and, in some cases, nocturnal cramps. The leg muscles, being quite substantial and frequently engaged, are often the first to exhibit signs of distress. Another important point to consider is that these cheeses do not contain proteins of a beneficial grade. In contrast to artisanal cheeses, which tend to maintain their nutritional integrity, the ultra-processed varieties are subjected to industrial processes that diminish their nutritional value. This suggests that, while you may be taking in calories, your body is not receiving the essential amino acids necessary to maintain muscle mass. As one progresses in years, the loss of muscle mass stands as a significant contributor to functional decline and increased dependency. Have you ever noticed that, after consuming a meal rich in processed foods, the body tends to feel somewhat burdened and less inclined to engage in activity? This is a sincere observation, arising from the demineralizing and inflammatory effects of these substances. With the passage of time, the lack of essential nutrients can result in weakened bones and a deterioration in muscle function. It seems that even brief strolls require more exertion than one might expect, and those steps that should feel simple can turn into quite the obstacle. One might find that all things can indeed be linked to the type of cheese one chooses to adorn their toast with. One effective approach to preserving your health is to substitute these items with fresher, less processed cheeses, like ricotta, cottage cheese, or mayonnaise cheese. And do keep in mind, we are nearing the most important revelation of this film. There are still two particularly troublesome vitamins for your legs that we will discuss shortly. 7th, while they can indeed present significant risks to leg health after the age of 60, industrial ice creams remain a favored choice on warm days or as a delightful dessert. These items possess a high caloric content and can contribute to inflammation, as they are laden with saturated fats and considerable amounts of refined sugar. This particular diet leads to elevations in blood sugar levels, followed by swift declines that can jeopardize the stability of muscular energy. This instability can lead to a weakening of the legs, causing them to feel heavy and more prone to fatigue. My dear, it is important to note that ice creams, especially those of inferior quality, are laden with saturated fats that can be detrimental to the health of our cardiovascular system. Oxygenated blood often encounters difficulties in reaching the body's extremities, particularly the legs. One may experience a sensation of numbness accompanied by tingling and perhaps persistent cramps as well. In the long run, this circulation deficit can lead to muscular weakening, a decline in mobility, and an increased risk of falls. For all this time, we have believed that we are merely attending to our own needs. Moreover, the industrial ice creams contain artificial colors, emulsifiers, and thickeners that can exacerbate bodily inflammation. One of the primary contributors to the deterioration of joint and muscle tissue is this subtle inflammation. The continued use of these items may lead to digestive and hormonal irregularities, which can significantly affect the absorption of essential nutrients necessary for muscle growth. Without proper nutrition, the body struggles to maintain its stability and strength as the years go by. It is essential to recognize that these meals lack any true nutritional benefit. These substances, abundant in empty calories, do not contribute to muscle development, tissue repair, or joint nourishment. This indicates that, even while partaking in something enjoyable, the sensation of fatigue persists and may indeed intensify. The effects on the legs are quite evident, my dear. Decreased firmness, increased daily discomfort, and diminished capacity for physical exertion. Each bite diminishes the body's chance to strengthen itself. Ah, my dear, whether enjoyed as a delightful dessert or a simple pleasure in the midst of the day, milk chocolates have indeed woven themselves into the daily routines of many individuals. However, the consistent use of these can lead to more significant consequences than initially evident, especially concerning the legs of individuals beyond the age of 60. These chocolates, laden with sugar and saturated fat, can indeed foster inflammatory processes that may adversely affect your joints and muscles. Elevated glucose levels combined with inadequate fat can lead to metabolic strain, ultimately contributing to a decrease in muscular strength. The low cocoa content in milk chocolate presents a concern, as it is precisely in that component where the beneficial antioxidants reside. Many of the commercial varieties tend to result in a product that is heavily processed, often filled with preservatives and artificial sweeteners that may not be beneficial for one's health. These substances can indeed harm the liver and pancreas, while also interfering with the absorption of essential nutrients necessary for maintaining muscular health. The outcome, my dear friend: weary legs, lacking in vitality, are more prone to discomfort and rigidity. The straightforward sugars found in these chocolates are swiftly taken up by the body, leading to spikes in insulin that deplete muscular energy. For individuals who are already struggling to maintain their lean mass, this unpredictability can be quite detrimental. Moreover, it has been observed that milk chocolate may be associated with an increase in abdominal weight, which can further exacerbate the pressure on the lower limbs. This persistent strain contributes to the gradual deterioration of the joints in the knees, hips, and ankles. Wholesome alternatives, my dear, can indeed allow for joyful moments to be enjoyed. Chocolates with a high cocoa content offer beneficial antioxidants and flavonoids that support circulation and muscle function. When consumed in moderation, these items may indeed contribute positively to vascular health. It is essential to remain mindful and maintain equilibrium. The crux lies in the choices we make and the quantities we embrace. While quite handy, canned foods contain various ingredients that could significantly jeopardize the health of one's legs as one ages. Many of these products contain chemical preservatives such as sodium benzoate and nitrite, along with various colors, salt, and other additives. These substances can indeed provoke significant inflammation and adversely affect both muscle and vascular health. When consumed frequently, they hinder the process of muscle regeneration and obstruct the ability of muscles to receive adequate oxygen. Moreover, the additional salt found in canned goods can lead to fluid retention, which is a primary cause of that heavy and uncomfortable sensation in the lugs. This retention can indeed lead to discomfort, and it may also indicate issues with circulation and inflammation within the tissues. In individuals experiencing hypertension, particularly after the age of 60, the situation tends to deteriorate as the excess salt places additional strain on the cardiovascular system, thereby hindering the delivery of essential nutrients to the muscles. The diminishing nutritional quality is indeed a troubling facet of canned foods, my dear. Even canned meats and vegetables undergo processes that diminish much of their natural nutrients. What remains is a diet that lacks essential minerals and vitamins, yet is burdened with toxins that the body must diligently work to eliminate. This metabolic strain diminishes energy levels and adversely affects muscular performance. It is quite possible that your diet is contributing more to your persistent fatigue and leg weakness than you might realize. Moreover, it is important to note that even in small amounts, the aluminum present in certain cans can accumulate in the body over time. It appears that the regular consumption of meals stored in metal containers may pose risks to the neurological system and muscular function. This brings to mind the potential for falls, imbalances, and a slow decline in strength. It appears to be a gamble that may not yield the best results, especially when considering the alternatives available in the market. For those who desire to keep their mobility intact, a crucial initial step is to steer clear of canned goods and opt for fresh, frozen, or naturally preserved options instead. Utilizing authentic ingredients, devoid of artificial additives, provides almost immediate benefits to one's health and wellness. This decision also serves to protect your independence and enhance your quality of life as the years progress. Should you think that solely industrialized meals are the culprits behind your leg troubles, I encourage you to consider that there is much more to uncover. In due course, we will engage in a discussion regarding the two vitamins that pose significant risks to muscular health. The truth about these supplements may come as quite a surprise to you, my dear. It is quite common for individuals to indulge in snacks, such as filled cookies and various processed treats. However, after the age of 60, their consumption may accelerate the decline in leg strength. These foods can be quite harmful to the body, as they are laden with artificial substances such as dyes, flavorings, preservatives, and stabilizers. Such factors not only burden the body, but also place undue stress on essential organs such as the liver and kidneys, thereby interfering with circulation and the absorption of vital nutrients needed for muscle health. These items possess a deficiency in essential minerals, proteins, and fiber, while being notably high in caloric content. To put it differently, they offer an abundance of calories while contributing very little in terms of essential nourishment. For those in their later years, this can be quite detrimental, as the body no longer retains nutrients as effectively as it once did in youth. It is essential to adopt a more nourishing and functional diet to counteract the inevitable decline in muscle mass that accompanies the aging process. Consuming foods that are rich in sugar, hydrogenated fats, and salt will only accelerate this deterioration. Ah, my dear, trans fats, those particular fats found in such products, pose yet another considerable concern for our health. One of the significant inflammatory contributors in today's diet is this particular type of synthetic fat. They not only obstruct the arteries, but also impede the flow of oxygen and nutrient-rich blood to the muscles. Inadequate irrigation of the leg muscles can lead to discomfort, fatigue, and occasionally a sensation of unsteadiness in the legs. Though it may be subtle, the onset of fragility unfolds gently over time. Moreover, an excessive amount of sodium in these meals can lead to fluid retention, exacerbating the condition of lower limb edema. Swollen legs can certainly be a clear sign of an underlying issue. A subpar diet, combined with inadequate circulation, creates an environment conducive to the development of varicose veins, persistent discomfort, and a sensation of heaviness during ambulation. It is quite remarkable how seemingly harmless appetizers can lead to such outcomes. These snacks and cookies can lead to spikes in glucose levels, followed by rapid declines, which may leave the body feeling weakened and instigated an ongoing craving for additional food. This unfortunate cycle diminishes muscular vitality and encourages weight gain. As one navigates through the years, it becomes increasingly evident that dependence on such products can lead to a gradual decline in the strength, health, and functionality of one's legs in daily activities. Replacing natural bars indeed brings about a significant change in this situation. 3. From prepackaged seasonings to instant noodles, along with meat broths, packet soups, and a variety of frozen meals, one finds that industrialized foods are often laden with monosodium glutamate. While the impact on the human body extends well beyond mere taste, this enhancement is intended to elevate the flavor of our meals. For individuals over the age of 60, it is advisable to be cautious with the regular consumption of monosodium, as it may pose risks, especially to the leg muscles. Monosodium influences essential neurotransmitters that govern muscular contraction through the nervous system. Individuals who are more vulnerable to this chemical may experience muscle discomfort, headaches, tingling sensations, and a general sense of fatigue. When these effects manifest in the legs, they can lead to sensations of heaviness, rigidity, and occasionally mild tremors. As one advances in years, the body becomes more vulnerable to excitotoxic substances that can inflict damage on neurons, exacerbating the problem over time. Moreover, monosodium glutamate may lead to ongoing inflammation within the body. This inflammation impacts the joints, muscles, and blood vessels, leading to a compromise in muscular function and circulation within the extremities. Insufficient oxygen in the legs can significantly increase the chances of experiencing muscular weakness, cramping, and a decline in mobility. Numerous foods containing monosodium tend to be elevated in sodium as well, which can exacerbate fluid retention and lead to leg edema. This particular additive has an impact on energy metabolism, thereby influencing the consumption of glucose by the muscles. This diminishes the ability of the muscles to convert energy into strength, thereby affecting the legs, even during simple tasks, such as climbing stairs or walking short distances. In the long term, this dietary approach may lead to a reduction in muscle mass and an increased dependence on others for daily activities. It appears that a considerable number of individuals do not pay attention to their usual consumption of monosodium. Product labels often disguise it under various terms, such as flavor enhancer, yeast extract, hydrolyzed protein, and other complex phrases that tend to obscure its true impact. It is advisable to select natural flavors such as fresh herbs, garlic, onion, lemon, and olive oil, rather than opting for ultra-processed foods and artificial seasonings. At this juncture, it is prudent to discuss two vitamins that, when consumed in excess, may indeed jeopardize the strength of your legs. Secondly, an overabundance of vitamin A. Vitamin A plays a crucial role in various bodily functions, such as maintaining good eyesight, supporting the immune system, and ensuring the health of the skin. However, an excessive intake of vitamin A, especially from supplements, may pose risks and result in various adverse effects, including those affecting the leg muscles. As one advances in age, particularly beyond the age of 60, the body encounters greater challenges in metabolizing and excreting excess amounts of this vitamin, which can increase the risk of accumulation in the liver and joints. My dear, commonly discomfort in the legs and back is one of the more frequent indicators of hypervitaminosis A. While this discomfort may arise from an excess of vitamins that inflame the muscular tissues, it is not uncommon for it to be mistaken for issues related to the joints or spine. In addition to discomfort, clear signs that one's nutritional balance may be off include experiencing muscular weakness, difficulties in climbing stairs, walking, or getting up after sitting for an extended period. Excessive intake of vitamin A can impede the absorption of other essential minerals, such as magnesium and calcium. Without these essential minerals, the muscles struggle to contract and relax properly, which can lead to feelings of fatigue, spasms, and cramps in the legs. Moreover, an accumulation of vitamin A in the liver may hinder energy production, thereby affecting muscle function. One may observe a slow but steady reduction in both mobility and strength over time. Excessive intake of vitamin A can lead to another concerning consequence, which is the demineralization of bones, particularly in the legs and hips, which are so frequently engaged in our daily activities. This situation can weaken the bones and increase the risk of fractures. In individuals suffering from osteopenia or osteoporosis, the consequences can be significantly more detrimental. It is advisable to utilize vitamin A supplements solely with the guidance of a qualified medical professional, and to ensure they are taken in appropriate, regulated amounts. One of the primary factors contributing to these hidden concerns is the practice of self-medication. Vitamin A can be found naturally in foods such as liver, egg yolk, whole milk, carrots, and pumpkin. A well-balanced diet should suffice, making supplements unnecessary. Exaggeration, especially in the case of enriched goods or potent supplements, indeed initiates a certain level of risk. Therefore, it is essential to monitor the total intake carefully, considering all sources, including multivitamins. First, it is often associated with maintaining bone health and ensuring the immune system functions properly. Therefore, an increased intake of vitamin D is particularly recommended for older individuals. However, it is often overlooked that an excess of it can lead to significant adverse effects, particularly concerning the legs. Hypervitaminosis D typically arises from an overabundance of supplementation, leading to an accumulation of this vitamin within the body. Muscle discomfort often serves as a significant indicator of this imbalance. It is accompanied by a decline in strength and a loss of coordination in movement. In contrast to other vitamins that the body swiftly eliminates, vitamin D is a fat-soluble vitamin, allowing it to be stored in adipose tissues. Excessive amounts of vitamin D may result in elevated levels of calcium in the blood, a condition often referred to as hypercalcemia. This may lead to stiffness in the legs, a burning sensation in the muscles, cramps, discomfort in the joints, and various other associated symptoms. Hypercalcemia has a direct effect on the muscles and nerves, thereby interfering with the electrical impulses that govern our bodily movements. Excessive vitamin D can result in unwarranted calcification of soft tissues such as muscles and tendons. This suggests that areas such as the knees, calves, and thighs may become stiffer, less flexible, and may cause discomfort during exertion. What should serve as a safeguard instead transforms into a source of limitation and constraint. Older adults who consume excessive amounts of vitamin D without proper medical guidance may face an increased risk of encountering these issues. It is indeed concerning that excessive amounts of vitamin D may adversely affect the kidneys, which play a crucial role in maintaining the mineral balance within our blood. Inadequate filtration and the retention of substances indicate a renal impact, leading to increased leg swelling, muscle discomfort, and a general sense of weakness. This initiates a cycle of feedback. Increased vitamin D and calcium intake may lead to diminished kidney function and greater challenges with muscle strength. It is of utmost importance to personalize vitamin D supplementation based on laboratory results and professional medical guidance. This cannot be overstated. It is a common misconception among many that certain substances are beneficial for one's health, leading them to indulge in excessive quantities without proper guidance. Too much of anything can be as perilous as too little. And when it comes to the legs, this imbalance may lead to a loss of mobility and self-sufficiency. I kindly encourage you to subscribe to the channel, as it has been established with the intention of guiding you towards a healthier lifestyle and an improved quality of life. Therefore, if you desire to keep receiving the finest videos for your well-being, please proceed. It is my utmost priority to provide you with assistance. The video currently displayed on your screen presents the 3 essential vitamins that every individual with diabetes ought to consider incorporating into their regimen. Kindly take a moment to examine it by clicking on the screen, if you would be so kind. Thus, we shall reconvene in the next video.